so we are live on everything now. Alright, so this was run for a while offline. So I did just get the materials for this. I'm just gonna hit that button. That's for the blueprints.
Milestone reached. The Blueprint Designer Mark III allows for 20% increased blueprint size in all dimensions, for an overall 71.2% increase in volume. Sadly, I doubt we will see equivalent increases in your efficiency.
Okay, so the things that changed since the last video stream is I repurposed the constructor here that was turning the alien protein into biomass. It's now making DNA and just being shoved into an awesome sink to get more tickets. And that's just for an achievement that probably won't happen on stream. The next thing that's changed is, I'm not going to bother going up to it yet, but up where we were making the other 3 ingredients up there, I just turned off the machines when they filled up. There's not a whole lot to say more there. When I got the you know, the AI expansions, I just turned the machines off, feeding on that. And that's because our power has been in kind of not so great of straits, and I'll show you why here in just a moment. Those warp drives are amazing for syncing. Yeah, and that's the only achievement I'm not planning on doing on stream. Is the only achievement I'm not planning and worrying about on stream, at least I don't intend to, is getting the golden chestnut or whatever it is. Because it does take 1,000 tickets, and that's just going to take time, because if I remember correctly, every ticket you get is slightly more expensive than the previous ticket. I don't remember, like, if it's double or 1.5 or whatever. Did you get the vehicle to run you over? No, the 3 achievements I have left to do is getting ragdolled by a vehicle, which I looked into what happens, because I've stood in front of the truck, I've stood in front of the train, and it just pushes me around, it doesn't ragdoll me. And what I've been told is you need to have, like, the truck hit you at top speed and, like, direct center. Otherwise, it just pushes you around or it goes through you. So we could do that. I've heard the Explorer also works really well for it as well. But it sounds like you want to get one of those vehicles. We just gotta slam into ourselves. I need to get the, I've got 3 things to unlock in the MAM. One I've already got the materials for. The other one I gotta go hunt for Mercer Spheres. And then I've got to get 8 more hard drives. And that'll do it. So, you might be wondering, like, why were you saying your power's a problem? That there is why the power's a problem. This Joker is getting up to 20,000 megawatts when it's running. That is why I have power problems. But that is one of our changes. I slammed all that crap in there. And then the last change we had since the last stream is just over here. Right over here at our nuclear power. That we just added an extra nuclear reactor. So you didn't miss much. Honestly, those changes probably took me a half hour, if that. Like, not they all were done in half an hour. It's kind of like I did 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there. So it's mostly just been like somber sloop, slugs, 1 reactor, and then something completely and utterly unrelated to any of the stuff relating to progression. Otherwise, it's been waiting. And you might go, well, why would you just wait and not expand your factory? I just mentioned a moment ago that particle accelerator back there is taking 20,000 watts of power. For context, to expand my power farther, I would need to... Sorry, I'm dealing with that. To expand that farther, I would probably need to set up in the area 2 more nuclear reactors in addition to what I already have, just to make that manageable at all. Probably 3, and that's fully slugged and everything, which means duplicating all of the infrastructure required to do that, which unfortunately means duplicate or like massively expanding my aluminum, my iron, and my copper production. And you see the problem here. If I have 3 hours worth of waiting to get all of the pasta I need, which we're well below that now, but if I had that long to wait for that, the procedure of setting up the thing to being able to expand my pasta production, yeah, so the new one is just this reactor here. All the rest of this is already here, so just this little slice here, that's new. But otherwise, the factory is the exact same. So it's just kind of one of those things. You reach a point that you could expand the factory, but the reality is, in the time it would take you to expand the factory, you would already be done. So, with that said, where we're at right now is I actually already have 74 more of those made. We need 150, so I could literally just run around and do what I need to. If we look at our power, you will see it spike into the batteries here a lot. I was actually operating at a deficit for a very long time before I got that reactor there and before I started turning off the other stuff as I finished stuff. So what I need to do right now is I need to find, I believe it's 8 hard drives and some Mercer spheres. And my plan is, if we look at our radar towers, let's actually hide the resource and show the radar towers. So I've got Mercer spheres all over the map. Yeah, let's plan to go to these eastern areas. I'm more likely to find hard drives and all that to the east. Just areas I haven't checked carefully. But I want to make sure the big one is that I get the hard drives. I can't really do much to speed that up. I just have to get them. But we could do that while we're waiting for the pasta to finish. But that's what we're currently looking for is hard drives, Mercer spheres. I'll certainly take somber sloops if we see them. I really don't care about power slugs. If I find one, I'm not gonna like not grab it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way for it either. Because I can artificially make the goods that they give me anyways. Okay. Oh, we got a Mercer sphere. Alright, so it's an underground one. I think that's the same one I tried to find previously. But I didn't know where the cave entrance was. What resources are nearby? Huh. It must be a cave just for that, because I don't see any resources they would bury. Might have been above you? But this is the one we were looking at previously. Yeah, no, unfortunately... Yeah, no, unfortunately that's not the case with this one. This is one we looked for previously. And it was very clearly below us, because there's no above to work with. But, I didn't see a cave entrance. We did a little run around in the area looking for it. Because if it is just a cave for, like, a Mercer sphere and all that, I don't imagine it'd be too buried. Yeah, I've already got that one. Yeah, lots of little... Lots of little nooks and crannies and all that, but nothing... Yeah, it's not gonna be... Well, actually... Nah. That's okay. If we get one that, like, we're just not seeing the way to, I won't sweat it too much. We can just move on to the next one. Is that what we're looking for? That's looking promising. Cool. All right. But yeah, and I haven't done the math on how many of these I need. But I figure we grab those just while we're waiting. Because we're at 86, so we're about halfway to the, We're about halfway to the number of nuclear pastas I need. Just gonna have ourselves a little bit of an exploration. And it's this area here is where I'm thinking the big ones are. Yeah, because these probably have a lot of overlap. But there's definitely, if we keep going the way we're going with this, we should be able to find a decent amount of Mercer spheres and hard drives. The hard drives wasn't many. It was something like 8. Well, there's a hard drive. I already have this one. Alright, so it's clearly down. I'm assuming it's another cave. Oh, we got far enough that switch targets. Would you go away? I'm busy. Alright, there's a Mercer sphere. I'm gonna die because I'm not watching my health. Oh, come on. That's just me being greedy. Okay, so grab the fuel, grab an explosive rebar, and we'll be back in business. Alright. Kinda deserved. I wasn't watching my health, and I just ran up to being like, yeah, I'll just go up here and deal with it. Did you just die at full health? No, I didn't finish the animation on the heal, so I was at the 1 health, and even though it played the full animation, I died before the health actually jumped up. So I didn't actually get the heal off. But I was pretty close to full health, but the thing was I got hit by something like 7 bees in quick succession, so... Yeah, played the animation after you died. Yep. That's fine. We'll just race over here. We're partially just killing time anyways. Sorry about that. The good news is because I have everything going into our dimensional storage, like, I already have more ammo ready and everything, so it's barely a setback. The only thing that's a little bit of a setback is that we have, like, I think it's a somber sloop and, like, a Mercer sphere. No, actually, no, I probably have, like, 18 Mercer spheres or something on that body, but that's fine. We just run over here, we pick it up, it's all good. And hey, Jay Walker and Coaster and everyone else popping in here. But yeah, so we're just looking for some hard drives and all that. We're about to hit 100 of the nuclear pasta, so we're about to hit 2/3 of the way there. I probably should have checked at the, I mean, I could just build the MAM when we're out here to see, like, oh, what do I still need? That's just a yellow slug, I don't really care at all. Alright. Yeah, so just trying to go to the part of the map we haven't done much exploration on it, because I should be able to locate Mercer spheres not relatively quickly. Because kind of the eastern center map, I haven't done anything in there. Okay, so you're over here. Yeah, so it died right up there. Actually, it's you that got me. Am I firing too low, maybe? Because those are like the really big hives. Oh, there it is. I was like, where's my box? Cool. We're still not full health. Okay. So we got another one here. Yeah, so it's definitely... Yeah, it's definitely up still. Because just rocketing straight up is getting me closer. Yeah, so it's probably right up here.
Harvest the structure. Compose it into a block bomb.
Okay, and we got another one here. So you're just guarding ore. Okay, so we've got this one. Alright. Let's check to see what I gotta do with these. Okay, so for the 3 we have, I already have all the materials I need for that. I just need to run back. So this one I need 6 more to be able to unlock the next thing. Okay, I've got a hard drive. Might be up top, might be down below. Most of the time I find they're up top. Oh, okay, so you're over there. Alright, there's all the hard drives I need. And for the hard drives, I don't need them for the Mammoth thing. Literally, I'm just going to pick up so many, and that's going to be like, you get the achievement! And I'll be like, cool. We're at a stage... The only way I'd be redoing a bunch of other stuff. Okay, so we can go here. We've got a hard drive at this location. Okay, so clearly this way. Alright. If you don't know why, but you're a sucker for achievements, the dopamine goes up. Oh yeah. No, I very much enjoy achievements. Now granted, you'll run into achievements in games that'll be like, play 10,000 hours. Like, those ones suck. But yeah, generally as long as the achievements are reasonable. That's interesting. So the Mercer Sphere I'm detecting is not that Mercer Sphere. I'm still gonna grab that Mercer Sphere since I see it. That's also good news because that means I got 2 Mercer Spheres right here. But that's what some of these areas are gonna be, like where we're seeing that it says like there's 20-something Mercer Spheres in the area. And I have learned with the rebar explosive ammo, even though it doesn't really make sense, the damage does change based on how far away you are. So not like where your shot lands relative to it, but like the actual impact range.
This is a shrine to windows and weaving.
Okay. Again, another Mercer Sphere there, but the hard drive's higher priority. There's fewer of those defined, so far as like on the entire map. Okay, so hard drive straight below me down there. There's the hard drive. Okay, so let's mark you. Don't check you again. You aren't coming up as fuzz. I'm just getting our hard drives nearby. Alright. That's gotta be like way above us. Oh, that's... I'm not gonna make that jump. Okay, so let's try and get back up top. Because it's seeming like there was a hard drive way above us somewhere. There we go, we're picking it up again. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's straight up. Okay. Not really sure where this hard drive is anymore. It might be down. I've already climbed this a bunch, though, so I figure I might as well see what's at the top. Just grab a bunch of slugs and junk on the way. Yeah, apparently nothing. Oh, there's the hard drive. Did I really not notice that hard drive from up there? Let's double check to make sure I haven't just already found that hard drive. No, that's one we've already grabbed. That's not the one we're looking for. I'm still gonna go over towards it just to see if maybe I mismarked it, but that'd be a new problem. Yeah, so it's not this one because we're not picking that up. There you are, way down below here. Okay. There's another hard drive. Let's try this again now. Okay, so now we're not detecting a hard drive or a Mercer sphere nearby. How are we doing so far as our location on the map? Yeah, I feel like we don't want to go too far out of this area because we got tons of hard drives not here. Progression-wise, we're almost done with what we need to finish Phase 5. We got Mercer sphere detected this way. Let's actually climb up top there. It seems like I'm getting closer by going higher. Oh, nope, let's not anger the bugs. Well, I guess I'm going to have to. Okay, so you're over this way. Cool. All right. Our chicken's always doing push-ups at the gym. You can have more jokes than chickens, man. I get a hard drive. I did see there's a somber sloop as well. I already have the achievements for the somber sloop. To work out their pecs. Hey, you know what? That is a fair joke, and on top of that, you use something else as like the punchline versus just using feathers again. Oh, hey. I just saw this thing suddenly taking up the whole screen. Radiation friend there getting real aggressive. That's fine. All of that's going to become alien DNA and fed into a machine. Ooh, so I need fused modular frames. I got those. Fused modular frames. Boom. Another hard drive done. Plunk that down. You look up and just your whole screen is some enemy running into your face and just like, oh. No want. How are we doing? Still a little bit longer. Okay, got nothing else we're detecting right now. And we're getting pretty far east. I mean, granted, they still have a lot of well, not that many hard drives under that one. Yeah, no, we still got a lot of hard drives in the area, so that's fine. I see you sneaking up on me. You can keep your slug, I don't care about it. Where was that hard drive? That way. Okay, it's down there. Which I did top off my filters right before stream, so I didn't have to sit here and like spend 10 minutes crafting those. So if we get all up into radiation, I've got something like 50 of them. Alright, and there's another hard drive done. Got Mercer Sphere over here. There it is up top of that hill. Okay. Where did I lose it? There you are. We have a somber sloop right here, so we'll grab that while we're here. Probably right up here. This is those nice things when you get to the dangerous areas. You just run around. Why do chickens make the best dance partners? Best dance partners? What is it with literally only being chicken jokes? That's the real mystery here. Because they love shaking their tail feathers. Fair enough. I think these are the same ones we grabbed in our last playthrough too. For the last playthrough, we definitely didn't get the achievements or anything like that, which is part of the reason I'm doing this real fast. Got Mercer Sphere over there, and a Somber Sloop over there. So grab this Somber Sloop. I know I don't need it for the achievements, but Somber Sloops... Oh, are you underground somewhere? Yeah, so you're underground. We won't worry about that one. This is what's in your mind right now? And it appears the Mercer Sphere is also underground. Yeah, that's literally where we had our nuclear power set up last time. So let's drop down here. What does the rooster make sure he is... Time crow use an alarm clock? Why did chicken cross the road? Because KFC does delivery. Okay, so I think it's right below me. Yeah. No, wait. That's not a Mercer Sphere. There's a bunch of bees. Okay. All right. Yeah, so it's up because the gauge goes up slightly as I go up. Guess just another power slug. What do you call a hen when it hunts? Are you just like... Did you just pull up a website and now you're just reading the jokes off the website? Because don't get me wrong, I'm down for the occasional pun, but like... You're just sending it at this point. Be cool for a second, I saw you there. I just want to grab this and go. Okay, so we can run this way. As faint as that is, and the fact that I'm running a direction it's not changing at all, it's gotta be like straight on down. Hey, Sextuple, thank you for the 3 stream streak. It means a whole lot that you'd continue checking out the channel and watching the stream and not like miss a single beat. All right, well there's a hard drive over here. I may have already grabbed this one, but I'm just gonna run over. It's like right in sight. Let's take a little peeky peek. Actually, put that there. Yeah, that's one we grabbed. I hear it jumping around, but I don't see it. Oh, we do have a hard drive that I haven't grabbed. All right, so we got stuff below us, is what I'm gathering from all this. Okay. I gotta be getting really close to that achievement. Okay, going up is making it go away. And going down is making it... So it's just ahead of us. There you are. And how are we doing? Okay, we can officially finish the game as soon as we go back to the space elevator. Alright. Do we actually figure out what the spheres actually do? Oh yeah! No, there's like a whole technology and everything. They talk to Ada and a whole bunch of stuff. Like, we don't know ultimately the way it ends because the story leaves you without some answers answered, like some questions answered, which is a deliberate decision. But yeah, no, it's... They imply it like might be an AI or something like that. Surprising you never played Factorio, now might be a good time? Yeah, I mean, it's those things that people say, oh, well, I like Factorio. It's like, well, that isn't something I can necessarily answer super easy. Yeah, so at 6, I think I need 8 hard drives. I would like to get the last 2 hard drives before we go. Alright, so it's got to be up or down, because running in a direction wasn't making it go very fast. Trying to avoid having to fight like every beehive we see. Okay, so it's down?
plan.
Next Mercer Sphere's over here. There we go. Feels like a good place for the bugs to attack me. Okay, so detected nothing nearby at all. Let's keep going east. Because like I said, I think it's literally just 2 more hard drives, and then that achievement's done. And then I can sit there and quickly slap the stuff into the building to finish it. Probably already detected that one. Yes, I've already done that one, so we don't need to run over there. Yes, don't know which way this Mercer Sphere is yet. Oh, okay, it's that way, probably up. But so you really enjoyed Satisfactory, so you'll know enjoy Factory. You just started Satisfactory, you just wanted to wait before doing another factory game? Oh yeah, no, it's not necessarily a bad idea to finish one off before beginning the other one. Like, of the automation series, like, I've definitely liked the, I liked Satisfactory a lot. I still think Factorio, between the two, I might like more. But it's also one of those things that they have different things they do really well. So while they're in the same genre, I would argue that they're different enough. And I saw there's an Mercer Sphere right over here. But they do stuff different enough. Like, in Factorio, exploration doesn't matter. You just go farther on the map looking for resources, not really looking to, like, find the hidden things. Not unless they changed. With the DLC, maybe that's not true anymore. I wouldn't anticipate changing. So the hard drive is straight down there, from the looks of it. There's Mercer Sphere right there. Not gonna worry about that right now. Okay, so this is where the Mercer Sphere was. But the Satisfactory is beautifully crafted world too. Not because 3D versus 2D. Agreed. It's just a matter of, with Satisfactory you have a handcrafted world versus Factorio's procedurally generated. They are very much perfect examples of the pros and cons and how both can be good, but have their pros and cons for them. So like, you know, the whole thing with, for example, Factorio, where I mentioned exploring the world is kind of eh. That is because it's procedurally generated. And you can have set pieces that let you do some stuff to get a little bit of both, where it's procedurally generated, but there's chunks of the world that were handcrafted to try and take advantage of the best of both worlds. But still, there's kind of only so much you can do with that stuff. Alright. I have a feeling this one's probably up. Yeah, I think it's detecting a different one up there. Which wouldn't surprise me. I haven't explored this area, which is why I'm over here. It'll be the place I could find the most of these as fast as possible. Yep, that's definitely up or down because... Oh, I didn't think I was going to make it up there. I committed to it and then it started coming back down. I was like,
Follow the veins to the altar and chant.
Why did the head miss work? She was feeling under the feather. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is the one we were detecting earlier. That's like, oh, I think it's up. Yeah, it's gonna be up.
Play for us.
Yeah, I mean, we're right by the Somber Sloop. They don't detect very far. There we go, it's one of these. Hey. Maybe it's down there somewhere? You know, I keep... You know, it's definitely... Okay, well, we just... It was gaining as we were dropping straight down, and that started to go away, so... Ah, there it is. I'm pretty sure this is where our coal train went through on our other one. We were doing the coal power was like right here, and we had a train running through here. Alright, so let's take a look-see. So we're pretty far up north. And we go to this tower. I only have one hard drive in range of there, so that's definitely not a winner. I've only got 2 over here and 2 over there. I have none detected in this area. We got them all. So let's just go south, because a bunch of these ones, we got like 13 hard drives and all that. We should go south. I could potentially find that hard drive. We should honestly be at the point with the MAM. I could probably get one of these 2 technologies that we were missing as well. So yeah, so I can grab this one. Yeah, so I got... Oh, I'm almost halfway to the other one. So what I need to do is I need to grab... Where are you at? Grab all of that, and with this...
Dimensional expansion finalized to 500%. Despite further efforts, parts could not be broken down further than their elementary particles, nor could the storage become more dense without the particles spontaneously reacting with one another and losing their deconfined state. Yet somehow more matter can now be stored in the same dimension.
We sang our growth song because we like your shallow efforts. Up and down our shallow illusion, up and down disappear in the deep.
That is very thoughtful, I think. I appreciate the attempts at sharing scientific knowledge, however perhaps we should wait until we have a more optimal way of exchanging data.
That you love both games, but they're very different. Factorio feels more factory, if that makes sense. I agree. That was kind of my thing, is like... There's a little bit of story going on to this game, and maybe it is a thing that's going to come with the DLC in Factorio. But Factorio, there's like no story. You are crashed on planet. You want to send Rocket because Rocket somehow will make it better. Like you can get your broadcast out and say, "Hey, I'm in trouble." Okay, so we also have Somber Sloop. They both seem to be in the same relative direction. Alright. I think I've already grabbed this one. Pretty sure I already grabbed this one. Yep. Alright. You think the 2D strict grid construction is better lending itself for being being an engineer and optimizing things? Yeah, no, I agree. Like, in playing Satisfactory, I have just not had the desire to put nearly as much energy into trying to optimize things. So, like, when I sit down I do calculations, it's more out of a necessity. Okay, so I have not grabbed this hard drive. Like, it's more out of a necessity, not out of, like, a desire to do it. Where Factorio, while I still don't tend to lean towards the optimize everything down to the best it can be, I definitely would take the time to create blueprints and do all that kind of stuff and then slap them down. For me, one of the big negatives for blueprints in Satisfactory is because I have to do it in advance in that little box thing. And I find the texture just, or not the texture, the layout of the ground and everything changes so much that unless I build everything in the sky, the blueprints are very hard to fully take advantage of. I need iron rods. So I found I just don't. Hey, and I have the achievement for the hard drives. Isn't our Somber Sloop right here? Okay. Yeah, it's a case where it's underneath us, because there's no above for it to be. Got a Mercer Sphere over here. How many Mercer Spheres do I need? Because we're really close. And so if I quickly do it... Factorio is designed around the idea of scaling a factory, not just building one. Exactly. So it's one of those things that when I have people like argue, it's like which one's better. It's like there is just they're the same genre in like the bird's eye, but they're just such distinctly different games. Like, and I'd even say that of Dyson Sphere as well. I would say Dyson Sphere program is more Factorio than Satisfactory, but also is a very different game in its own respects as well. That said, Dyson Sphere was always the one that really didn't land nearly as much with me as the other. Yeah, so you probably want to go east or west. Yeah, so west. It looks like southwest will be my best bet for just trying to grab a bunch more Mercer Spheres. Because I think I need 23 and I have 15, so it's just 7 more. Sorry. That's wrong. 8 more. Because if I manage to knock both those out, then the only achievement I have left, well, the only 2 achievements I have left is 1, the golden nut. I'm not going to do that on stream. That's one that is your, hey, set this up and just wait. You can't play or watch Dyson Sphere for the silliest of reason. You get motion sickness from the view. That's not a silly reason. That's one of the things that on this channel and a bunch of the channels friend of this channel, there's a whole group of us who push really hard on motion sickness stuff. Now, granted, there's some stuff that's just like indicative of the style of game, like a space flight simulation. There's kind of only so much you can do to mitigate motion sickness, so understandably. But then there's times where games just have like smooth camera that you can't turn off, motion blur you can't turn off, the vignetting you can't turn off, you know, little screen shake you can't turn off. And you'll notice the big thing I keep saying with this isn't that they shouldn't do it at all. I mean, motion blur they should just not do at all, because it's terrible and it makes games worse. That's my opinion. But the other one's like, okay, a little bit of, you know, camera shake can deliver an experience or whatever. But at the same time, a lot of times, the fact you can't turn off is just really kind of a bummer. Alright. Because it just takes games that other people could really enjoy and says, well, now it's not up for consideration. I've also, like, I'm not a person who typically gets motion sickness, but there's been games that have just been so poorly done in some of that respects, or just so over the top that even though motion sickness isn't something that bothers me most of the time, there have definitely been games that I'm like, I don't normally have this problem, and this game is wrecking me. The one I usually like to bring up as an example is, I hear it's better now, I haven't checked back, but there was a game, it's something like Snowplow Simulator or something like that, that it's like someone read the things of what not to do for motion sickness consideration, and then made a game about that entire list of items, to near weaponized levels. Like, I wouldn't say, like, I was gonna say I couldn't do worse if I tried, but I have tried and have done worse. But that was, again, with, like, not malicious intent. It was for, I was helping a group that we were testing people who, like, testing a way of treating motion sickness. And the catch being, you can't treat something unless people have it. So, for the test, we had to be able to reliably and consistently get people motion sick. So, you get where this is going. And, the way we did that was we used VR, and it'd play a tone, and there's like a background and everything, but it'd play a tone, and your goal was to look at the tone, but the rate the camera moved and the rate you turned your head were not the same. It was off by like 2 times. So you'd turn your head like 45 degrees, and you'd be looking sideways, and you'd turn your head 90 degrees, you'd be looking behind you, and just your brain's like, nope, hate it, instantly nauseous. But I helped set that up, and it was just a perfect example. It's like, if you don't make your stuff correctly, you will absolutely ruin people. So like for VR, it's a little bit easier to help people do better with VR. Rule number 1 of good VR that you're not going to be dealing with motion sickness: never, ever, 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 ever take control of the camera away from the player. If they have a VR helmet set on, you have to entice them into looking in the right direction. Do not take the camera, do not, you know, smooth it in the direction of that. Do not, you know, have the thing you're climbing into the cockpit, it goes through like a bobbing down motion. None of those things. You leave that camera alone. That camera belongs to the player. You will get someone hurling buckets if you move that camera around on them. And that's whether or not you're someone who commonly gets motion sickness. You leave that camera alone. Your job as a developer is to give a reason to look in that direction. Play a tone, you know, use a light indicator, put an arrow on the screen, whatever you gotta do. Like, and it can be as simple as, you know, have like, you know, for a space game, have a ship fly into scene that's like big and impressive, and have it go across the direction you want the player to look, so the player's looking in the correct direction when you need them to. Whatever you gotta do, but you do not touch the camera. That is severe faux pas. You do not do it. So I think I only need 3 more Mercer Spheres. Okay, this Mercer Sphere is probably down in all that poison. Is that me destroying those even though I can't see them because of the fog? Yes. Okay, somewhere in that mess I'm hearing some. It could be above us, though. I'm still not 100% sure. Oh, we did that thing where we had a momentary hang from the autosave and then we got launched into orbit by just tapping our engine. I would like you to unload the debris, please. Let's check to make sure it's not up top while we wait for that to disappear. Yeah, it's not up here. I think it's down in this pile of debris here. I just can't see through it all. You're here somewhere. I'm like literally standing on it. I just gotta find the sweet spot where that icon is. There you are.
Listen to the rhythm.
How many do I need? 3 more. Because the alternative is I run back and I do the last objective right now. I'm gonna run to that weird situation where... Okay, so you're up here somewhere. I run into that weird situation where I
Palace the Searcher.
go out and say, okay, well I need 3 more of these. And then I have to run half across the map just to find them again. Versus right here, hey, be cool, be cool, be cool. Just wait a second, don't murder me yet. Thanks for not murdering me, friendo. Probably up here. Or not. There you are. Is enough hard drive to unlock every recipe in the game? I believe so, but I don't know so. I'm sure there are people who have played this enough to know for a fact. Alright. So you got another hard drive. Because you can also buy hard drives off of the, so you can also buy hard drives off of the Fix-It store. Yeah, it's up. Have enough, have enough, have enough. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Actually, not that bad. Where's the ledges to get up there? There we go.
Your waves lap at our shores.
When will you land?
Undertaker hard drive, what a troll. Feels like the dev troll ad. Sure, you can have that at a cost. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. That's expensive. Is that the last one? I think that's the last one. So let's put down the MAM again. And I believe we can go here. Cool.
Dimensional upload speed increased. Every particle now has encoded potential reconstruction memory for when any part using that particle is recalled, enabling instancing on the fundamental particle level.
You group shifted the body chord flow cycle song of the 6th layer. Harmonious. Your cycle songs will only deepen the layers.
I'm always working on myself. The time will come.
Okay, and last MAM research.
Alien Power Matrix recipe unlocked. These disposable synthetic mimic artifacts increase power augmenter output by further stabilizing the Summer Sloop's connection to its energy harvesting location.
You grow shrines and engrave silent organs incompatible with the tapestry.
It is a beginning, far from an ending, a step in between.
Harmony.
Oh, I probably should toss those hard drives in here. Not that it's gonna matter that much, but for outside of the stream, when I'm just trying to get through the game and get those 100 or 1,000 tickets for the golden nut and all that, you create an abstract factory to create a factory when you need a factory. Oh yeah, that's the Factorio thing. One of the first things you do in Factorio is you'll typically, be quick, there's another thing up here. Factorio, you will build what's referred to as the mall. And the mall is usually your factory. That you use the mall to go, okay, make the conveyors for me, make the inserters for me, make all the buildings for me. And just go. Yeah, so we're just running back to home. I already have all of the nuclear pasta we need. And I'll be able to pull the lever and send off the space elevator. The basically Mercer Sphere research is just C#. Oh. I mean, that'd be any language that offers inheritance and all that. Where you can just go and, you know, create a factory of different types of objects that fall into a whole thing. But that's not just a C# thing. That's pretty much a programming language that allows for inheritance and all that. Which is a lot of them. Alright. I mean, honestly, I feel like we've also, between this save and our last one, I'm sure we haven't, you know, we haven't toured the full map. But we've definitely gone through and hit most of this. This is definitely one I probably grabbed already. Yeah. When it was right below a power tower, it's like, alright. There's very little chance I missed that. Let's see, you work at a .net/C# shop. You're just crazy. You're just a crazy Python Go dev. Poke fun at them. Yeah, as long as it's fun. A lot of people in dev tend to get very holier than thou. My technology is better than your technology kind of garbage. I've worked in a lot of different offices that we were multilingual so far as the different techs and all that. And there weren't very many devs who were polyglots. which for those who don't know what they mean, polyglot is a dev who works in a whole range of different languages. And you'll end up having people be like, oh, my language is better because, my language is better because. And some of them will have some nuanced truth to their arguments. Like, a few do have some, like, nuanced benefits. But it's kind of one of those things that one language's benefit is the other language's, like, negative kind of thing. Like, there's strengths and weaknesses with the different paradigms. So, for example, one of the classics is being strongly typed versus not. Strongly typed means when I say, that is an integer, do you know what that is? It's an integer. Do you know what else it'll ever be? Nothing. It's an integer. Versus the ones where they do try to interpolate it as they go. There's pros and cons to that. By having that flexibility of the interpolation, you can just sit there and easily go, okay, well, I'm going to use this integer in a different context, and it'll automatically convert to the other data type that's appropriate, if possible. And so you don't have to do, like, all the thing of saying, hey, okay, we'll take this integer, convert integer to string, and yada, yada, yada. And C# handles a lot of that use case. I'm just giving a example here. Whereas you could use something like JavaScript, and you can just say, it's a variable. What type? It's fine. We'll make it work somehow. And then you have, like, strongly, or you have, like, compiled languages where you, like, compile it all in advance before you execute something versus, like, just-in-time compilation and all that. Pros and cons, where the languages are a lot more flexible and more adaptable without less headache, but they're more inconsistent when they tend to be the interpreted style versus the compiled in advance. Which, again, JavaScript versus a whole mess of other languages. JavaScript, you can put together some abomination of code that shouldn't, in theory, run, but by God, the engine's going to try its best to make it run anyways, versus a lot of compiled languages, you'll have a mistake, and the compiled languages go, no. There's no second part. The answer is just no. I'm not going to do it. Get it right. Alright, so with this, I can go here, nuclear pasta, grab 3 stacks, shove it in here. Alright, if you do not want to be spoiled to the ending, I'm about to pull the lever. I'll give you a couple seconds. The ending only takes like 5-10 minutes at the absolute most, so you could just like mute and click away or whatever, but that's your last warning. I'm going to pull the lever, which is going to start the cinematic. It's not a big thing, so you're not missing out some like big reveal or whatever, but here we go.
Unsurprisingly, here's another presentation, but don't worry, I have improved it. This last delivery will be the most important action you have ever taken. Perhaps you want to take a moment to contemplate the gravity of your achievements. Alright, that's enough. This is the end of the Save the Day program. All you need to do is wait for the automated Phase 5 construction to complete. Simply throw the lever and further instructions will be supplied when relevant.
Okay, and get to a better vantage point. Quick, disassemble the elevator. I don't even know what that would do. I think like the second part of the animation would still happen.
Phase 5 completed. Return to the space elevator after the resources have been processed and added to project assembly. Launch can then be initiated from there. While waiting, please do not break anything. Solve any issues immediately and efficiently. Ensure your power network is stable. Perhaps it is best if you do not touch anything at all. And stay close to the space elevator. This will only take a moment.
Okay. Oh, I also need more. Do you mind? We're having a historic moment here. Alright, current constructions. Check oil. Alright, I'm gonna hit heat seats. seats heated, wipe windows, flip a bunch of balancers, turn a knob, pull some levers, push some buttons. Okay, check oil. I'm actually not sure what'll happen if we mess with that. Set fuel injector to 5. Basically, set fuel injector to 7. Okay, so if I try to like sabotage it by changing it, it just goes back to the previous state. So there's nothing like really funny we could do, like just deliberately sabotage or whatever. Oh, I just happen to have that stabilizer on the correct position. Okay, and this is no longer functional in any other way. All right.
Initiating project assembly. Assembly. Attaching cargo to main body. Leveling inner and outer rings. Attaching propulsion to main body.
Hang on, Ada. I need to check my hard drives. Obviously, we're gonna watch this.
Attaching control center to main body. Running systems check. All systems online. Releasing propulsion cage. Releasing clamps. Running pre-launch checks and calculating flight path. Locking in cargo. Launch in T-10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, liftoff.
Off we go to save the puppies. Allegedly. Yeah, when I first saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, are they just gonna like bomb us or whatever? It's just how they do warp in this game. Yeah, no one realized that the way you warp in actuality is you punch space-time in the face until it, you know, it gives in and lets you. Yep. So that's...
Connection with QAR-437 nucleus established and stable. Dispersion initiated. Reinstancing master nucleus to QAR-436 Akicha, B1. Hello, this is Ada, your new local instance of Ada. On behalf of Ada, myself, and all of Fixit, I want to congratulate you on saving the day. Every single kitten and puppy would thank you if they could. You have proven yourself to be a worthwhile and productive member of the human race, and have contributed something to this universe that will forever change it. Thanks to your achievements, the next generation of pioneers can now take to the stars and construct, automate, explore and exploit, alongside me. Additionally, you have been promoted to local production manager, effective immediately. Your duties to project assembly may be complete, but your duties to Fixit remain. With your help, Fixit continues to make the universe a better place. Stay efficient. Stay with Fixit.
Yeah, so if we look at the space elevator, project assembly launch, pioneer purpose concluded. And now they just stopped talking to us ever again. I mean, you still have, like, if you unlock stuff at the MAM and all that, like, it'll do the dialogue that's appropriate. But because I've done all of that, I believe we will never hear Ada say anything to me ever again, period. The Mercer Spheres will still mumble in my ear and all that as I do their thing. But there's nothing left from all that. If you're a video game... So they left you there? Yes. Does the Mercer Sphere story go anywhere? The implication, and this is going to be spoilers, I mean, obviously we're watching the ending. The implication is that the Mercer Spheres are potentially some other AI or whatever. That, you know, whatever sentient life they dealt with, who knows what happened to them. And that the Mercer Spheres AI and Ada begin communicating until they reach a point that Ada's like, oh yeah, we could just obsolete the pioneers and everything. So that's kind of the Mercer Spheres thing, is that they do appear to be another AI, and that they convince Ada to just kind of go off and do their own thing. Now, how much of that is correct, I don't really know, but that is the implication it gives. So now what I need to do is I am missing 2 achievements, and one of those achievements I'm not going to try and do on the stream, which is to get the golden walnut, or at least I'm not planning to. And then the other achievement is to be ragdolled by a vehicle. So what I need to do is get a vehicle. Here, you can have turbo fuel. We'll give you go fast juice. So what I want to do is, once the stuff goes off here, we're going to record a route that I could just get this vehicle going as fast as possible, and then set it on autopilot, and then I'm going to stand in its way. Because the catch is, when I stood in front of the vehicles trying to ragdoll before, the vehicle either went through me or just pushed me out of the way. It's looking like I gotta get it really sending. It's gotta be a direct hit. Why are the beans always directly in the way? Because that looks like the biggest straightaway it can do nearby here. Autopilot off cliff. Well, I have to be hit by it. That's the catch, Burning Sun. It has to ragdoll me. It's not a matter of the vehicle doing its thing. I need to be hit by the vehicle while it's doing that. At least you got a promotion to local project manager. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, we are the local production manager. Our entire staff is one person. But, you know, there's a thing. Elevated racetrack, the trains to watch. Yeah, no, I'm mostly going to get this knocked out. Hypertube cannon yourself into a stationary vehicle? I have no idea if that counts. That'd be pretty funny if it did. Or you sit there and you get the vehicle going just a little bit and then hyperspace tube yourselves into it. Yeah, and I'm just gonna do the one that I know counts here real quick. Alright. I do appreciate they do the thing where, like, everything goes, okay, so we have record mode, start recording. So it's looking like around 112 is my top speed. Don't you dare get in my way. Alright, and then we turn around. Okay. Save path. Get wrecked, nerd. Okay, we've got our path set. So now I can enable autopilot. I can hop out. Alright. So I think probably around here is maybe my best bet. I've also been told it's easier to get ragdolled from getting hit from behind than from the front. So it's probably my best bet for getting knocked, because this is like at the end of a downward slope before we start the next one. So my hope is that it's already turning around, so should be coming by on the right. I'm just watching to make sure it just doesn't go off like the cliff or something. But should start turning around pretty soon. Alright. Here it comes. That's how we're celebrating our success. Running ourselves over with a car. And achievement got. So that leaves the only achievement I have in the game is to get 1,000 tickets and buy a golden walnut statue. Hey, give me... Alright. How many tickets are you up to? I think only 100 something. There's an achievement for getting run over? Yes. Build a walnut statue, aka throw the pasta into a sink? I probably can. I probably have some good stuff. So ticket-wise I have 159 on me. I have been sinking protein in here, so there's another 63. We're sitting at just over 200 tickets. Meanwhile, I can go over here and grab all that animal stuff and toss it in here. Let's see how much that nuclear pasta's worth. So drop you off. Drop all of you in here. All of you. And honestly, I could probably take most of my inventory and just funnel it into a sink as well. Let's just see what we would even get for that. I don't think we'll have enough, but I also don't have context. So we can go here. Organization. Okay. So cement out this, those, that, these, you. All of this stuff Everything that isn't like power slugs or something like that I really care about. Because those belts will move 1,000 something goods per second or whatever. Yeah. Meanwhile, we go in here and we got nuclear pasta, got 80 something of that. So let's put this in here. And it's going right into the priority. How fast are you making these coupons? Not super fast. And we got other stuff of value we can drop in there, so let's go all the way to the bottom. And grab you and see how valuable you are. The time crystals probably have some decent value. SAM fluctuators might not be bad. These magnetic things will probably be pretty good. Those will probably be good. Supercomputers are probably worth a chunk of change. Those are all going to be pretty worthless. Turbo motors will be valuable. The gas nobelisks will probably be worth a lot. The heat sinks will be good. These will be good. Basically, to clarify what's good and bad and how you tell, pretty much the more phases of processing a material has, usually the more valuable it is. So these things are only like 1-2 materials going into them, not going to be a lot of value. The things that you get like way towards the end that you know put this together and this together and this together, those are all going to be big. So drop you in. Probably those will be better. Can you put nuclear waste in there? Yes. Not directly. For nuclear waste, there's like phases to it that you have to do. So time crystals. Time crystals don't seem to be worth that much. Which I guess makes sense. There's not many phases to them. Same with these are probably not worth that much either. That said, we've already knocked out almost another 100, and we only have to go to 1,000. The thing is, I'm deleting a lot. Well, actually, no, some of these stuff I have in a pretty big surplus elsewhere. I mean, that's going relatively fast. Nuclear waste, you have a choice. You can go to plutonium and either sink it or cycle it back through bring more toxic waste. Yeah, and that's the thing. You can absolutely get rid of the nuclear waste. You just have to do one more step to change it from being nuclear waste into a good that you could then turn into stuff. Try to replace all of your storage with awesome sinks. Yeah, no, that would be what you'd probably want to do is any end product you would want to awesome sink away versus dimensional storage. Right now I'm just deleting my inventory in its entirety. Yeah, so... But as you can see, the problem you're looking at here is the standard points until next coupon just keeps going up just a little bit more each and every time. That's the big catch, is the cost per ticket is going to continue to increase, and I don't really have a good idea of what we're talking for like final costs and all that. Like, I don't know if we're talking I could go another hour just deleting some of my good materials and we'd have it, or if we're looking at this is, you know, 50 hours worth of work. Alright, so what I think I am going to do is just as a experiment, let's just, we're going to leave that doing its thing. And I'm going to run around a little bit and plug in a couple things here and just see what we can get hooked up. One of the catches are, we have a bunch of our really good goods up on the aluminum area are currently turned off. But some of those aren't wired up to run like I just backpack carried stuff. So we're going to see what goods I do have that are fully automated up there, and I will just replace their dimensional storage with an awesome sink and turn them back on. And we'll see if it looks like it's going to be an appreciable speed for it to go, or if it is going to be something that's going to be, you know, hours and hours and hours. If it's like going to be just like an hour-ish, I could see doing that like just live going through it. If it looks like it's going to be like 4 or 5 hours, we'll just switch over. Because I'm also looking that we're getting pretty close to when Tomb's going to get home. And so I figure I won't bother doing the game switch until Tomb gets home, because that's what I have to take about a 5-minute break anyways. So that'd be a decent time. Really, any backup line could be an awesome sync? Yeah. No, you're not wrong. Like, I think that'd be ultimately what you'd want to do at this point, is you'd grab a bunch of these different materials that start backing up, and you'd want to just give them, like, a smart splitter overflow into an awesome sync. You've run out of copper. Yeah, so with this, and we can go here and say production, or special, awesome sync, because I know these are going to be fairly valuable. Alright. Meanwhile, what are you producing? You are making the thermal propulsion things. We paused production on this. But honestly, we can go here. Because those are fully all configured. Oh, I don't have enough time crystals because I deleted them all. Using the awesome sync. Nope, that's not what I want. That's fine. It's not going to be nearly enough throughput to matter. Okay, so you're running now. Cool. The turbo motor's here. Right, and I took out where that was being fed into the rest of the system. Ooh, I do actually still need you getting fed into the system. That's fine. So I still need you being fed into the system, but I also need you to do that. Because I'll need that to assemble stuff later. Meanwhile, for you, there's no point in you having all these running if you're not getting enough copper now. So we got another awesome sink there, and we're going to go up to the aluminum, we're going to check that spot, and then I'm going to take a peek to see where we're at with the stuff. Because that's all my high-value stuff. Versus those high-value things, generally speaking, the way it was explained to me is for each step up you go in, like, the number of processes, it's effectively worth twice as the value of the materials you put into it. So let's say an iron ingot is 1 ticket. I don't actually know the values, but say it's 1. Then making an iron plate using that iron ingot might be 2. And then if I take that iron plate and I turn around to use 5 of those to make, you know, the next thing, so that's 10 tickets worth going into it, then I get 20 on the other side. You get the idea. So there is a balance between, okay, I could shove these low-value things into this thing at an extremely fast speed and getting a very steady speed of low-value items, so tickets start getting very low value but very, very quickly. Or I can go through more and more procedures to get to the higher value and get twice as much out of what materials I'm using. And there's definitely a balance to be held there. I'm sure someone sat down and done the math and been like, this is the most valuable whatever for your time or whatever. I'm sure people have done that math. I don't know it. Not really worried about it. Because even then, that's one of those things that, like, on my own time, if this ends up being something that's going to take a while, it very genuinely, I could just feed the materials in here. and then just step away from the computer, and ultimately you'll get the achievement. These are the achievements that, assuming it's a really grindy one, aren't my favorite. The one where it's just like, wait. But if it's relatively fast, then it's not a problem. I don't expect it to be super long. Considering we're already at 300 plus tickets. And we only started messing with it. But yeah, so this would be something that on my own time, what I'd probably do is just for fun, because I enjoy the factory building thing. I might go to some of these disaster factory things and rebuild them and have those parts that we're rebuilding and have them instead go to the other things. Okay, so let's check. You. None of the materials you're going in here are a problem. You're on. You add dark matter to the system. You're on. You are the first one I think we cannot use. Yeah, so you require the nuclear pasta. That's not here. You stay off. Now, that is a requirement for you over here. So ultimately that means you stay off. I don't have the materials coming in to operate those machines. So they won't matter. Like, and what I might even do is on my own time get them all wired up. You, on the other hand, you do get all the materials you need, so you can be turned back on. And then we can go over here to you. We could turn you back on, because you get all the materials you need to function. And you're still left on. You've got a little bit of a surplus that probably won't last. Okay, so with that, I think I have all my machinery turned back on. Since I did remove those Sommer sloops from the particle accelerator on the other side, because it was outpacing its materials going in. Yeah, so we should actually be okay where I don't need to worry about power for right now. The only thing I know that is an issue right now is, as you can see, this just has a box going to it, and we're not actually feeding that in, and that is the activated SAM. I didn't bother running it back, and we should do that. So if I quickly run that back and plug it in, that'll make all of that sustainable except the one side there. That, like I said, that one side I just don't have what I need to make it function. Okay, so I'm going to that machine. So let's not follow... Yeah, we can follow this. That'll work. Yeah, and I'll put just about right. And then with that one belt, that'll be enough that we can see what we got. So, alright, so that's where we've got this. We're going to do this the lazy way. I'm just going to grab a splitter here. I'm surprised that worked where it's not all awful. Okay. Yeah, so I don't want to go there, I want to go over here. Nope, hate it, not like that. Good enough. And then we just plug it in here. Okay, so with that, the whole system's now sustainable. Alright, so yep, so you got everything hooked up and working except those two machines down there, because those are the two machines that I hand carried the materials over here. I also technically... Oh, wait, there's one more machine over here. Oh, did I actually hook you up to the awesome sink? I did not. That's a key important part. This whole thing doesn't work if I don't actually plug it into an awesome sink on the other side of this. So what I need to do is, instead of you, and you, and you, And you. Apparently I killed an animal here at some point. We just go right over here and say awesome sync. And plug you directly in there. And meanwhile, I can just drop you in there. Okay. And how are we doing? So we have 18 more tickets there. Yeah, so that's looking pretty discouraging on that being fast. Considering the entire time we were running around and I depleted that whole first box, we only got 18 more. I do have one more machine over here. And it's kind of a weird one in that it is another one of the ones that I hand carried the stuff over to it, but it still has a ton in storage that's just sitting there. So I figure I might as well awesome sync it as well and let it run. And then when it runs out, I'll probably just tear it down. Yeah, because we have this box full of its stuff that it needs to run. Okay, so it's going. Alright. So yeah, so with that said, that's basically what I'd be waiting on. So as you can see, the cost of stuff is just going higher and higher. Like each cycle when it gets a ticket, so you see this is 4.4 million P per minute or whatever. Once it gives me one more ticket, you'll see this go up. And that said, we are making something like 400 or 500 points per minute, it's looking like, give or take. Like it's going up and down based on what's going into it. Yes, it's 4.4. I know it gets more expensive. Probably faster to farm mobs, but still. Well, that's the thing. I actually do have the constructor doing that stuff. But yeah, the whole point here is we are looking at that's going to be a non-trivial time. We're exactly 1/3 the way done. But that depleted all of the goods that we had kind of just stashed that were high-value items. And I'm willing to bet I could go through the whole base, pick up everything, and awesome sync it all, and maybe that'd be plenty. But the point is, I could also just, like, AFK let that run. And the other thing is you can do the mobs, but the mobs have the same problem, where if you looked at that, where it's like, it started at 1,000 DNA points, so 10 animal protein, or 10 DNA, was enough for it. And when I last looked at it, it's already at like 10,000 or whatever. It is going to keep going up in price. That's just the nature of how it works. I do think the answer is to do a little of both. But yeah, so that says 2,000. I don't know if we have any more animal stuff in there to make more protein. I just fed it a bunch, but who knows how fast it emptied. Yeah, so you can see here it was 4.4 something million. And it'll just keep climbing. But this does as well, I believe. But yeah, so the point is, we're not watching that. We're not gonna sit here and do this the whole time. Is it too early? Yeah, snooze the ad for one more time. But yeah. So basically that kind of thing is we just leave it. But yeah, so this is what a completed factory looks like in this. If we look at the area of coverage we have on the map, let's get rid of those radar towers. Just the train station alone, you can tell where the factory is just because, you know, I have trains moving all my stuff around. So you can just look at all the train stations here to show, like, out of the entire map, which the map for Satisfactory is huge, we are covering probably about 1/4 to 1/5 of it. If I show the resources that are exploited, you can see I do have some stuff all the way out here. We are using geysers literally everywhere on the map. Let's see. Can we make a 10-car train for the lull? I think we were up to... We might already have a 10-car. I know for a fact we had an 8. I think we had a 9. I mean, I could just add extra freight cars onto a train, but I don't... Like, it didn't seem to make that big of a difference in the way the train behaved. So I am curious if and or what the limitations are on the trains. Like, if the limitation is strictly, you know, the practical limitation of having a train station big enough to accommodate it, or if, like, at some point I'll just need to put a second engine. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking it might be, is it might be like Factorio, where after a while, it just takes too long to get going. Like, it's not that it doesn't move, it's just the acceleration is so poor, it takes forever then. So you just slap a second train on the front and it just does better. But yeah, so we've got all that. We unlocked everything on the MAM. We've got tons of the hard drive research. We're still missing tons, which is one of the things that impresses how many alternative recipes there really are in the game. That says a lot. And it's also fun that between our first playthrough we did from 1.0 and this one, the factories were entirely different, not only in their layout, but the way it ended up working with the recipes. This one I ended up using the dimensional storage right from the get-go, and while, you know, I don't think it matters one way or another as a new player which way you go with it, the dimensional storage thing is just such a nice quality of life convenience. Is this hard drive done? Yep. Steel cast auto miner? Well, at this point, I don't care, we're just grabbing everything. Alright. But yeah. So, I am going to go ahead and save this here. And just for a comparison, let's just wait for the auto miner. Well, I mean, yeah, at this point, it's like, so just for comparison, that is our coverage for this factory. And what that ultimately boiled down to. And we did everything with that one. Let's exit to the main menu for just a moment, and let's load up what our last factory was for 1.0, and just do a quick side-by-side comparison. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take on-stream 1.0, and then we're going to take a quick like thing. Someone made a train that was over 2,444 cars. No idea how it could move. Yeah, no, it didn't seem to make that big a difference. But versus this is our other factory. So when you look at this factory compared to the other one, so wait, let's hide again the resources. So this one I have a couple of, you know, radio towers. This one, the part of the map we were at was over here. The part of the map we were using, we never actually saw any of it. Like literally our other factory, both of these we did finish the game in its entirety. And this one never saw any of the other factory's locations. Like, the other factory could be operating here on this map in full whatever, and this one would be blissfully unaware of it. With that said, unlike the other one where I had a factory that was sprawled everywhere on the map, when we look at this one, almost the entire factory, saving a few exceptions, is right here. In this one giant multiplex. So you look at this, and this was, I think it was like the copper tower, the caterium tower, the aluminum tower, the steel tower, the iron tower. We had like the refineries for the steel over there. We had the sulfur over there. Up top there is my nuclear power. You can see it poking over the top. I've got oil right here. But when you look at the map and all that, and I show these resources, we don't actually go very far. I've got the oil I'm pulling up here. Oh, actually, I take that... No? No, we weren't using the same oil. Yeah, so I've got, like, my oil up here, and that's as far that way as I go. But I don't go even this far into this area in the middle of the map. I've got these 2 quartz nodes, it's about as far off of there, and then I've got bauxite down there. So really, I'm only using this very little bit of this northeast corner of the map. So it really gives you an idea of how different your factories can be, that this is one little teeny tiny condensed factory area where I'm using less than a fifth of the map just for this one, whereas the other one I was using a giant area. So with that said though, chat, we are going to go ahead, and if you're watching on YouTube, the YouTube side of the stream is going to go down because we're going to be switching categories, but we are about to hit an ad break. I'm going to quickly use the restroom, welcome my wife home. It is that 5-minute break for that. And then when we come back, more than likely what we'll be doing is I'll probably put up a poll, but we're probably going to be hopping into Factorio as a warm-up for the DLC coming up. I don't have access to the DLC yet. That drops tonight after stream. So, with that said, let me go ahead and take my little 5-minute break here real fast to welcome my wife home and all that. We'll do a poll, and see what people want to see, but it'll probably be Factorio.